Hello, Raphael, and welcome back to CJ. It's so good to see you. How have you been?
Good morning, Dana. Been very good. Things are great here at InstaPraise. Thank you for having me this morning.
It's our
Good to be here.
Our pleasure to have you back, and so excited to speak with you about any new developments. For those of us who are watching who are not familiar with your platform and your software, InstaPraise, can you tell us a little bit more about it? How did the whole thing come together? You're the founder, creator of it. Why did you, the what, why, and how?
Okay, perfect. So InstaPraise, the idea started back in 2016, 2017. We were looking to kind of bring a fresh perspective or a fresh approach to how jewelry appraisals are created and distributed and managed and so on. We thought there could be, there were more business opportunities we could exploit and give those tools, build and give those tools to jewelers, to appraisers all over the world to better create and manage those appraisals. So launched in 2019, we're going on to close to our 3-year anniversary here in June, launched originally at JCK Vegas in 2019. So over the past 3 years, lots of new developments, lots of new innovation. So a work in progress constantly. So here we are today.
Amazing. That sounds like great progress. And what did you see was the opportunity in the marketplace to come up with this software? Where did you see the reason for this invention?
So we noticed that there was a bit of a gap. My background is in technology, software development, and we felt that there was a gap between the industry, the jewelry appraisal industry and the jewelry industry and technology available today to enable those professionals to be more productive, to be, to streamline their process and their appraisal process. So what we did is we created InstaPraise, which really streamlines the entire process. We want to save, so basically the goal of InstaPraise is to save you time as a jeweler or an appraiser and make your documents look professional, look beautiful, look great, so that your customers feel confident in your work. So presentation is a big aspect. Time saving is a big aspect of it as well, and also build those relationships using appraisals. So those are all tools that we built that are available to the jewelers. So basically, we have a customer portal that really strengthens the relationship using appraisals that we offer jewelers. So distribution of the appraisals and then recurring revenue for the jewelers. How do we build on those relationships using the appraisal as not really the hook, but just as a way to keep communicating with your customers. Due to the nature of the appraisals that require updates, that require follow-ups, so we use those documents. We use that information to really keep the customers and jewelers involved and keep the relationship going.
Amazing. And tell me something. How has the jewelry industry, has there been resistance, or have they been embracing this new platform, this new software?
In terms of resistance, we see a lot of resistance with, we are cloud-based software, so usually security, data privacy, those are big concerns. InstaPraise, we have a business model that doesn't share information with third parties. We don't sell information, we protect it, and we don't own the information put on our platform. The information is owned by the jewelers and the customers. They do share that information. We don't lock people out of their information. So the resistance was mostly people just getting up to speed with today's technology. But in terms of the response from the market, it's been pretty great. It's been amazing. We've grown all over the world. We have jewelers all over the US, Canada, Europe, Australia, New Zealand. So literally all over the world. And the response has been great. We save people a ton of time. We eliminate a lot of headaches, and those are, feedback from our users. So don't take it from me. I don't personally do appraisals. We just focus on building the tool, but the response has been great. We save people a lot of time with creation and distribution of those appraisals, and we have many more innovations coming up. So we're hoping to solve even more problems for the industry.
Amazing. That sounds like a very useful and valuable tool. And why are appraisals so important in the industry? How are they such a big part of what jewelers do?
Well, your primary, your primary reason for appraisals is mostly to protect the item. So for insurance purposes, and we have we cover other types of appraisals for estate, probate, liquidation, and so on. But the primary aspect of the market will be for insurance purposes. And the reason, the way we see appraisals, let's say for a new sale, so you create a new item, whether it's custom jewelry or a watch, timepiece, whatever the case may be, the appraisal on when it comes time to the new sale is really the birth certificate of the item. So getting good paperwork, good specifications on your items, which your sale is always, a big factor for trust, building a relationship, and also when it comes to insurance purposes, we need to be able to insure that item for the proper amount, knowing what it is. And you can trust, I would say the industry is very trustworthy nowadays. You can trust your jeweler's words, but getting it on paper is always a better idea. But insurance purposes and protecting those items that usually come for special events, engagements, weddings, anniversary gifts, or graduation gifts, whatever the case may be, protecting those items when it comes to insurance is the primary reason. And we also cover, like I said, other legal aspects with estate appraisals, probate, things like that. So there's a big need for appraisals in the industry, and we're here to help.
Amazing. And how is digital proving to be more beneficial than the old school kind of just here's your paper?
Well, the digital aspect is really, when it comes to distribution, is the key. So paper is a good medium, but it can be lost, it can be damaged, whereas digital is easy to distribute, very fast, easy, convenient. With our customer portal, jewelers can offer their customers the appraisals directly on their phone, mobile devices, tablets, computers, wherever they are, whenever they need access to those documents. So distribution is the key factor here, and that enables us to really do more than just those appraisals. We have data that we can use to educate the market, to educate the consumers on why they need updates or they need new appraisals. We can track things like fluctuations in diamond prices and metal prices and so on. We've seen lately the watch market has been going up and down like crazy. So this is just one aspect of the things we can do. But distribution is the primary aspect for digital, I would say.
Amazing. So obviously this is something that is difficult to just kind of discuss. It will be really wonderful to see how it actually works. Are you able to give us a sneak peek into how the platform actually operates and what the functionalities are?
Absolutely. So we can, I'd be more than happy to give you a brief demo of how we do an appraisal on the platform on InstaPraise. So let's do it. Okay, so let me know if you can see the screen.
Yes.
Okay, excellent. So what we see here is our account dashboard on InstaPraise. People sign in. This is what they see. We show you your latest 50 appraisals. As you can see, so InstaPraise does more than appraisal. We do quotes, taken forms. So we are more and more turning into a full business solution for appraisers in the industry. But for today, let's just jump into an appraisal. So we'll create an appraisal here. Click a button and we're going to jump straight in. Perfect. So we have an 8-step process. We know the industry. People come in and out of your stores. So we save every step of the way so we make sure we don't lose any of your work. So first step is our customer. So here we can pick our existing customer if we're doing more appraisals for them. So we'll pick John Doe or John Smith here, and then we'll save and continue. We cover, like I said earlier, we cover multiple types of appraisals, insurance, estate, and so on. So here we'll pick a document type. InstaPraise gives you an appraisal number by default, a unique number, and now we'll enter the item name. So item name, very brief description, very brief name for the item. So ladies' engagement ring. And then we'll pick an item type, which is a ring, and we'll show you why we ask you for the item type in just a moment. Nothing else needed on this part, so we'll save and continue. The reason we ask you for the item type is for each item type, rings, necklace, watch, so on, we define a set of unique properties for each of those. And then for each property, we define a set of values available for you to select. So the reason we did this is that people will use InstaPraise on computers, on tablets, mobile devices, and we create this interface to make it easy to create consistent descriptions for your items using mobile devices, touch devices, and so on. So just with clicking on our values, we'll build the description consistently with just a few clicks. So quantity, so we have one ring, it's a lady's ring, manufacturing process, we could say it's custom designed, it's been wax cast, and handmade as well, and we'll click next. And as you can see, just above our options, our description is slowly coming together without typing anything on our keyboard. So metal finished, we could say it is textured and polished, or simply polished. Our plating, let's say it's rhodium plated. Our metals, so it is tested. So it is tested. So we did. So okay. So our rings are stamped, but we also sometimes want to make sure that they are what the stamp says they are. So we'll test them. So we'll indicate that we did test the metals as well, and we'll say 18 karat white gold. We could pick multiple metals. Not a problem. We'll move on to the next step. Our gemstone layout. So here it doesn't really apply because it's a 3-stone diamond ring, so it will apply. Let's go with that. It is a diamond ring. We can pick multiple gemstones and diamonds here. Sapphire, emerald, all those families and varieties of gemstones. We have lab grown, synthetic stones at the bottom as well, zirconias and so on. So we have about just over 200 families or varieties of gemstones. And you know, as more things make it into the industry, we keep adding them. So no problem there.
Just a quick question for you, Raphael.
Yeah.
How has the platform been evolving since your first initial launch?
So a lot of evolution. So a lot of things, when we launched in 2019, we were a very streamlined platform with very simple features for the retail industry. Over the past 3 years, we provided more tools for the retail industry as well as for independent appraisers. We have our page manager here that will enable appraisers to create USPAP or NAJA compliant reports or whatever other, if you're with ASA or AGS, you know, the software will allow you to create appraisals that are compliant with those standards. We're talking about additional content like disclaimers, scope of work pages, and all things like that. So we also added the ability to create multi-item reports. We also integrate with labs, with laboratories to easily import diamond information. We'll show you that in just a moment. But let's keep going in. I'll show you in just a second here what we've added over the past 2 or 3 years. So it is an engagement ring. We'll go next with the continental shank, and the ring weighs about, let's say it weighs 5 grams. It is a size 6. I'm just making things up. My background, like I said, not as a gemologist, so it may not make sense, but we're gonna go for it. Stamps and engravings, depending on the metals we picked earlier, we'll give you the options to easily select those. So 18K in this case, you can have custom stamps or custom engravings.
So you can get very, very detailed.
Yeah, so very detailed, very consistent descriptions. Here we go over the condition. It's brand new condition, no problem. So now we've walked you through all the properties, but some designs may be very unique. So our last step in the description process to really elaborate more. So we have a manual field where you can type in additional details that will be very unique to this piece. So although we want to make it easy, fast, and simple and consistent for you, we also want to give you control. We also want to give our users the ability to really describe the items the way they want to describe them. So we don't want to take that away from them. So flexibility, convenience, and you know, a streamlined process, consistency, all things that are important without taking away that control from the user.
Amazing.
So our description here, the biggest question we get is, okay, we talked about the item, people want to know about the diamonds. So diamonds are kind of next. So we'll are happy with our overall description of the item. Let's move on to the next step, which is our components. So components is basically everything that is on the ring. So your diamonds, your settings, your gemstones. If we're talking about a watch, we have a watch model component as well. We can add pearls, opals, clasp backings, and so on. So what I was just mentioning about diamonds and grading labs, we'll show you in just a second here. So what we'll do is we'll add a diamond to our appraisal. So what that means is that we'll add the description of one of those stones that is on our ring. So as you can see here at the top of our screen, we have 5 integrations with grading labs, GI, AGS, HRD, Antwerp GCal, and IGI. So if the diamond comes with a diamond that has been graded by one of those labs, we streamline that process by directly connecting to that lab and importing the information directly from their database. So we get the information directly from the source. So GI, for example, will import. So let's assume this diamond has been graded by GI. We'll type in a diamond report, and all we do is import, and the software does everything for you. So we just imported all the information from the GIA database regarding the grading information of that stone. So we have a natural round billion diamond weighing 1.57 carat. It's a medium girdle thickness, G color, no fluorescence, SI1, excellent cut. All of that is pre-populated with just a few, just the number and just a click. In literally 5 or 10 seconds, we import all the info for you that's automatically added to the document. The only thing we don't give you here is how the stone is set. So we'll do that. So it is prong set. It is a 4-prong set in white gold 18 karat. Perfect. We'll save the diamond. And as you can see here below, we have all the information from GI automatically added to the document. A copy of the cert is also added to the appraisal. So this is going to be a 2-page document, your appraisal with your customer information as well, and your diamond and ring information, as well as your copy of the GI report.
Amazing.
Now we can keep, so we can keep adding diamonds, we keep adding gemstones. We're really building, those are building blocks. We can really add those one at a time. In this case, let's just continue over to the next step, to pictures. So let's go there. So pictures, so here we will upload a picture from our library. So let's pick a terrible picture. And I'll show you why in just a second. So basically shadows, lighting, camera angles, we don't get those right. So what we did is we built a picture editor directly into the software, which allows us to really format those pictures, zoom in on the item, and really focus on the presentation and quality of those pictures. So we can crop the item, we can brighten it, we can eliminate the background, and save it for a great result. Now, we also teamed up with Pickup Media for with their Gem Lightbox. So if you do have videos that you want to upload to your appraisals, you can also upload videos. I don't have one here, unfortunately, but you could upload a video, 360 video, rotating video of the item. And then, so great results. So this will be available on the customer portal. So you can create videos, obviously, but a great feature for the customer. If they sign into the customer portal to view their appraisals, they will see a nice video of their item. Okay, so let's move on to the next step, pricing. So pricing, what we've added is also we connect to multiple pricing services, data providers like GemGuide, that is provided by GemWorld. We connect to RapNet or the Rap Price List, IDEX, and so on. So here what we do is for each diamond, for each component, we can price them individually. So here we'll get a price from GemWorld here, $9,200 per carat for this stone. So we connect that. Now let's just do Canadian dollars here for our Canadian audience. So let's refresh this page and we'll show you that we also do the conversion. Oops, wrong key. wrong key again. Okay, so as you can see, we have a conversion rate here for our USD to Canadian dollar. And when we get the price from those suppliers, Gemworld or RAP, we'll get US dollars. We convert them for you. So we'll eliminate one more step of the process of calculation. So here that 9,200 turned to 11,807 per carat. So 11,800 per carat. We click on that value per carat. The software does a calculation for you. Total cost, your retail markup that we suggest. You can edit those numbers, no problem. Your metal prices, we subtract the weight of the diamonds from the total weight of the item. Your setting costs, labor cost, design costs, those are optional, and your value at the bottom. So the software doesn't get all the pricing information for you, but we connect to pricing providers. We can help you with those calculations. And if you know the final price of your item, if it's a new sale, for example, you can type it right in. So you don't need to go over all those calculations, all those numbers. Those are optional. They are there to help you. But pricing is a big factor, is a very important factor of the appraisal process and the appraisal market as well. So that's all about the value of the item, the replacement value, and so on. So we'll round up that number. We'll add the price of gold to our appraisal. And we'll pick some tools. I'm just clicking randomly here. So we'll select some of the tools we use to complete that appraisal, microscope, scale, things like that. And we will preview our appraisals. So here's a preview of our appraisal. This is an insurance appraisal, our lady's engagement ring, a nice breakdown of the diamond, the total value in Canadian dollars, with your instruments here on the left, gold medal, the gold price, your exchange rate if you're working in something other than USD. So last step is to sign and complete. So we're signing the appraisal, indicating that it is completed, and we will print a copy here with our multiple pages. So in this case, we are set up to have multiple pages. So like I said earlier, our disclaimers, cover page, table of content. If you do create reports for NAJA, or if you follow US GAAP compliance, AGS, ASA standards, like I said earlier, those pages can be provided for you. We have scope of work pages, and then the appraisal here, as we can see, of our item. And then if we go down to the bottom, we'll see a copy of our cert attached to the appraisal.
Very comprehensive document, obviously.
Yeah.
And takes a lot of the legwork out of the appraisal process.
Absolutely, and that was key. Is basically InstaPraise eliminates everything that is not appraising per se. So in terms of identifying the metals and the stones and so on, that is appraising. There's a lot of science behind, you know, how you come up with those conclusions. But everything else, calculations, formatting, pictures, distribution, all those things, we streamline them and make it easy for the jeweler, for the appraiser, their team, to really do all those tasks and eliminate all those extra steps that could be automated. So great solution overall.
Well, it's beyond great. It's incredible. It's such a genius invention. I would imagine that some jewelers would be reticent to upload all of their information in terms of the security and privacy issue that you briefly brushed over. How do you put people to rest that this is actually safe and secure platform to work?
Great question. So cloud-based nowadays is the norm. So all we can do is we can never guarantee full security, but what we can do is make it as hard as possible for any third party with malicious intentions to really get to your data and try to grab it. So basically we follow all the standards. We have secure certificate, secure encryption in our database, long passwords. We'll force long passwords, which is a bit of a headache for some of our users, but it is for their own good. So we enforce long passwords. We have two-factor authentication, meaning if somebody wants to get into your account, to your data, they would need your username and password, also your mobile device. Right. So we make it one step tougher to get in.
Mhm.
In terms of privacy and data. So this is very important. So the data is not ours. So we don't own the data. We simply own the infrastructure around the data. We protect
Mhm.
it. We're responsible to safeguard it for you and give you the tools to streamline your operations with distribution and so on. But in terms of our policies and business model, we do not share, distribute. We
Mhm.
don't discuss your data. We don't sell it. We don't solicit customers. Our relationship is with the jewelers and the appraisers, and we give them the tools to uh, build on those relationships to better serve their customers. We want the relationship with them, and we give them the tools to build the relationship with their customers.
Amazing.
So in terms of data privacy and so on, this is how we operate. This is what we chose to do with InstaPraise, and this is not going to change. So.
Thank you for clarifying that, Raphael. And what is the next step? What's the next, next version or evolution of InstaPraise? What do you have in the works?
Well, the way we do things is a lot of our new features and improvements and changes come from the community feedback. So we're not there to tell the industry what they need. We're there to innovate using their suggestions. How can we tell us what your issues are, what your problems are, what's slowing you down? We'll improve on that. So in terms of what's coming, improvements overall on the platform, distribution for the customer portal, and so on, integrated with other labs. We have, I'm hesitant to share too much details here, but what I could tell you is that we have a feature list that is way too long, but it will keep us busy for many, many years to come. Long story short, InstaPraise is slowly turning into more than an appraisal platform. It will slowly turn into a full business solution for the industry when it comes to documents, to anything that involves the appraisal process is what we're focusing on right now, but this is going to evolve. So without sharing too many details, there's a great
Evolving.
future
Yes.
for the platform.
Mhm.
Yeah. So
As you hear the feedback from your clients and from the industry, I'm sure you're adapting to meet those needs and to make sure that it's an all-encompassing platform.
absolutely. And this is not being my training, like I said, my background is in tech. So I when we started this, I relied exclusively on feedback from our co-founder, which is an appraiser, and the community. So I'm totally unbiased when it comes to what an appraisal software should do. InstaPraise is a result of the community feedback, and I would like to thank them, by the way, for being supportive and being vocal about what they need, and the suggestions and so on. And even the criticism is good too, because the criticism is needed to improve. So
Of course, always.
always a work in progress.
So Raphael, it looks like you took your technology background and found an opportunity in a niche where there was a real demand in the industry for this software. And you did an amazing job delivering. Thank you for that explanation, Raphael. So that means I can send in my engagement ring in for appraisal soon, right?
Well, what we can do is InstaPraise, we don't appraise, but we can refer you to jewelers and appraisers all over the country, whether you're in Canada, in the US, in Europe. So like I said, we're all over the world. And then there's an InstaPraise user that you can find in every market, and there's going to be more to come. But we'll be more than happy to refer you to our partners and our users nearby. So
that might make my husband a little bit nervous.
well, I mean, it's all about protecting the value, protecting the investment, and those items are great memories. So you want to protect them. So at least for insurance, and like I said, the value, the market has been very, very hot lately, even with COVID and so on. So who knows? You could be surprised. You could be happily surprised with the value. So
I'm just joking. I'm sure I'll be happily surprised.
yeah,
Thank
always.
you so much for this incredible opportunity to speak with you today. InstaPraise is an amazing new software. We're going to be sharing some links in the video description so that folks who are interested in learning more about it can look it up easily and get in touch with your team.
Sounds great. Instappraise.com is where we're at. We're available on the phone, email, support ticket, text, whatever we need to do we're always willing and happy to talk. So, but Diana, thank you so much for having me today. It was great chatting with you and showing you what we've done with InstaPraise, and